If you're looking to scale your TikTok ads or even just launch TikTok ads in general, this is the place to be. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thomas Murphy here, back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how we can scale our TikTok ads. This is the second video of the series from 0 to 500K. I already did a previous video on the launching strategy as well. You can find that link above. I highly recommend you watch that video before this one. But if you're still here, continue to watch and enjoy. And if you guys could like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to this channel. As far as you guys enjoying the content, it just shows me that you want more videos like this. So let's get right into it. All right, so we have this on the screen. This was our phase 1 initial launch, a part of the previous video. But we're gonna go to the next couple slides here, and this is kind of where it gets interesting, right? So say we launched our ads, we have everything working, we found a few winning creatives and a few winning ad groups so far. But the next thing that we need to do is scale horizontally with creatives, and that's phase 1 continued, a part of the series. So what you want to do is basically, like it says on the screen, you want to take your winning audiences and test them with new creatives. So for example, it's very simple. All we're doing is we're going to duplicate our winning ad groups with our with new creatives that we're going to be testing, right? So we have the first no interest one, right? We're going to call it no interest T1, no interest T2, no interest T3, and so on. Hopefully you guys get the point, right? So that no interest is the audience. So there's literally no interest, no targeting, super broad, and it's just going to allow TikTok's algorithm to do its thing. And the T1 and T2 and T3, those stand for the different creatives. So like I said before in the previous video, if you guys haven't watched that, the T's represent the new creative, so 1, 2, 3. And same thing as when you're initial launching your original ad groups, wait 2 to 3 days or 2 to 3 times your cost per purchase to kill the ad group. So just give it a little more spend, let it do its thing, find the right audiences, and then you can make your cuts from there. Yeah, guys, so that's scaling horizontally with creatives as the first test. And what I've realized when it comes to TikTok is you can make a lot of creatives super fast, and it doesn't have to be crazy. Like switch up the first 3 seconds, switch up, what you say in the videos, the voiceovers, maybe a few different effects. I'm gonna make another video as well on how I personally make my own creatives. So stay tuned for that. So I highly recommend you guys subscribe to get updates on anything TikTok or TikTok ads in general. So that's the first phase, guys, okay? Now we have phase 1.5, which is bid testing audiences. And this is kind of where it gets cool. So say you went through phase 1, you launched your original creatives, they worked, you launched some more creatives and those worked, or you just found the ones that did the best and you cut down from there. Now it's time to find your correct bid. Like I said earlier, when we're first launching ads, you can select a bid that's a bit higher just so it spends. But in phase 1.5, we're going to be going over bid testing audiences and the different strategies that I do. So like I said here, somewhere between phases, we need to test different bids to find the sweet spot. Why is this important? Because the winning bid will be used to test the majority of our future audiences, meaning anything from here on out will be used to test say a $15 bid. That's our new bid for all audiences that are going to be tested in the future, right? So how do we do this? We're going to make a new campaign, right, and take one of the no interest audiences that were doing well in the original launch. So say no interest T1 did well. We're going to take that no interest T1, put it in its own ad group, and subtract $2 per ad group. So every ad group is the same with the same creative, the same targeting, very broad. And the only thing that we're going to be changing is we're going to be changing the bid, right? So we're going to subtract 2 from the main bid that we have. And then, like I said, some will spend, some will not, because TikTok, you're not going to win every single audience or every single bid as far as that goes. And just also note, I have this at the bottom of the slide, that the bid cannot be higher than the ad group budget, meaning if your budget's $20, the bid can't be $22. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, guys. So, and this is kind of like an example of what I was talking about or trying to get to you guys before. So, we have the same audience, we have the same creative, and the only thing we're changing is the bid, right? So no interest bid $16, no interest bid $14. And you can see to the right, we have the same budget besides that one on the $20. Remember, because we can't have our bid being more than the budget. So that's why the budget is $21 instead of $20. And obviously, like I said, it can't be more, but it also can't be equal. So it can't be $20 bid and $20 budget. I don't know why it's like that, but that's just how TikTok runs. So hopefully you guys can understand this. And if you don't, drop a comment below and I can go over it further in, more examples in future videos if you guys would like. And now let's move on to phase 2. Phase 2 is scaling horizontally with lookalike audiences and interest-based audience. So this is, one of my most favorite parts or phases, because this is where you really start to expand your budget and just go further in, audience testing. But by this point, you should have a few creatives already laid out that are working super well for you. So just as the title says, we're literally just going to duplicate and use the same winning creatives that we have and test different lookalikes with them, or different interest-based audience as well. So as you can see to the left, we have our create a lookalike audience. This is how you do it inside TikTok. You can, for example, this one has product details, page browse, 30 days. So that's pretty much like view content on Facebook. We're taking the 30 days of people who visited our webpage, and we're going to create lookalikes from them. So how you would make this is, for contain source, keep it omit. That means you're excluding the audience that was used to make the lookalike. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. And system, keep all. You can split test that later, but for now, when you're first launching, keep all. Placement, TikTok only. And then for location, whatever you use to launch your ads. I did US, so that's why it says United States there. And it's different because Facebook, you can have 1%, 2%, and all the way up to 10%, and so on. But for TikTok, what I found, it's fairly new, so they only have 3 types you can do. You can do narrow, balanced, and broad. And it's not too crazy, but it still gives you a new option when testing. So that's how you guys launch a lookalike audience. The details inside are, pretty easy to understand. So, and then to the right of that, we have the interest category, as I was showing you guys in the very first video of this series as well. The interests aren't crazy detailed or, very specific, but they still work. So you can pick up like apparel and accessories, food and beverage, education, and just play around with, the interests, I would say. So that's another thing you guys could test. And like I said, this is all about scaling and trying to find new audiences. So it's going to take a lot. So that's why I recommend, depending what your bid is, just keep it at a $20 bid budget, $20 budget per ad group when you're launching these lookalikes or new interest-based audiences, guys. All right, that's phase 2 down. All right, so now we got phase 3, right, which is vertically scaling our winning ad groups. I call it vertical, but a lot of the time it's mostly horizontal as well. Everyone has different terms for it. But we're going to basically duplicate our winning ad groups and take the $20 budget that we have originally. So say, like, I'm going to go back to this, no interest T1, but T7's on the screen, so no interest T7, and say that worked, it did well. We could see that this one had we spent $128, cost per click 23 cents, and we got 7 conversions. And the CPA was pretty decent, right? I mean, for us, that product is, killing it. So what we would do is we would take that $20 budget and we would duplicate that audience and just raise the budget by 100. Keep everything the same, just like it is, because it was doing really well. So no need to change it. And then let this run for about 2 to 3 times your target cost per purchase. Like I said, if your target cost per purchase is 20, let it run for at least 60 to $40 to $60. And then if no purchase is after, just kill it and try to relaunch it with more creative. So combine different creative. So say this one had T7 in it, right? No interest T7. That was the winning creative, and we duplicated it, but it ended up not working. We would kill that and then just reduplicate that same ad group, but throw in some already winning creatives as well. So maybe add T1 in, maybe add T4 in. So it'd be T1, T4, T7 all combined inside an ad group. And then Another note is just to keep an eye on your add to cart costs. So like say if it spent $20 and only has one add to cart, maybe you could prematurely kill it, right? It all depends on what you guys want to do as a media buyer. All right, so let's go to the next slide, which is phase 4, age and gender breakdown. And obviously, guys, this is the scaling aspect of it. I wouldn't go any further than this if your ads aren't working or your CPAs are extremely high. Just remember that. So as we find our winning audiences, right, what I like to use is at least 5 conversions per ad group. So like that slide before, if we look at it, I had 7 conversions. I'm not going to break that down if it had less than 5 because it's not proven to be a winning audience. If you guys get my drift and where I'm coming from there. So as the title says, we're going to break down by age and gender. TikTok has a way where you can go into reporting and just export this as a CSV or Excel file, and you can see which ages did best, which is actually crazy, and theoretically it should lower your CPA and have you, more ad groups for you to scale. So for our company, ages 35 to 44, 45 to 54, male, female, and above, did best for us. So I exported this, table, and we found out, hey, a lot of our budget needs to go to these certain ages and genders because they're giving us a way lower CPA. And who doesn't want a lower CPA? Because, that in the end, that just leads to more profit. So yeah, guys, as it says, find your winning ages and genders and make sure to break them down. So just combine the winning ad creatives and ad groups, so same ad creative and same ad group, just duplicate it and change the age and gender. Whenever you're doing any of these phases, you're only changing one variable at a time so you can control, basically your experiment. It's kind of like everyone learned in science class and, high school, college, whatever level you're at. You don't understand what I mean by hypothesis. Your hypothesis has to be validated when you're running these experiments by controlling the variables. And that's what we're doing here inside TikTok ads and inside our TikTok scaling, introduction. So yeah, guys, that's what it is. That's phase 4, age and gender breakdown. So this is I believe this is one of the final phases of TikTok scaling, and that's phase 5. So breaking down your data and dayparting. So dayparting is just having your ads run from a certain part of the day to a certain end of the day, right? So for us, we see, our data from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., had decent results, and then we took our 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. and split tested it. And the same way I got this graph or reporting was you go into TikTok Ads Manager, go into the reporting section, and you can just quickly take this CSV out or export it as a Excel, and it gives you all this data pretty quick, and it's pretty simple, guys. So yeah, that's dayparting and breaking down your data. And this goes to the same thing. We're duplicating our winning audience with the winning ad creatives and just taking this one variable and changing it. So everything else is the same, and we're keeping, we're changing this one variable. Like before, it could just be the age and gender, but for this one, it's just breaking down and dayparting. So guys, only change one variable at a time. Phase 5, data breakdown and dayparting. Okay. So, and this is, kind of sums up most of, strategy so far when it comes to TikTok scaling. But one of the key parts is retargeting and, getting lower CPAs. I kind of like this video, this kind of meme on the screen. I had the sickest ROIs yesterday, but I made like $200. I'm going to pick you up in a Lambo soon. You'll see. Pretty much every entrepreneur or somebody who just downloads the Shopify app, right? We all see it. So I just thought it was funny to add that in there. And yeah, guys, so like once you have at least 1,000 plus audience size, you can start to create these custom audiences inside TikTok. So if they clicked on your ad, you can retarget them. If they, clicked on your product page, you can retarget them. If they clicked on your ad, you can retarget them, even if they purchased. But one of the things I noticed is for some reason, TikTok needs to have at least 1,000 audience size for you to use that audience to retarget to. So if you didn't get 1,000 add to carts, you can't retarget that audience. Don't ask me why. That's just how TikTok is at the moment. But once you start to build more data and acquire more customers, you can increase your budget, and you can also split test different time periods. So you could split test a 7-day, a 14-day, a 30-day, whatever you guys want to do. This is very basic, and hopefully you guys understand retargeting. It's pretty simple. And for the ad creatives, try to use more UGC, which is user-generated content. So say if you make your own review video, you could do that. Order the product, make your own review video, or find a customer send you a cool video like that. And you also can use, your winning creatives that are already working and just plug them back into your retargeting funnel. And basically, as you're doing this, right, you want to kill as many ad groups as possible that aren't profitable. So I keep saying this, guys. I keep telling you this. If it spends at least 2-3 times your target CPA, I'm gonna go over this again. If your target CPA is $20, you want to make a sale at $20. You want to either kill it at $40 or $60, let it run for 2 or 3 days, and go from there. And then also look at your lifetime spend and your analytics. How does this ad group compare to my winning ad groups? How does this ad group, compare to the add to cart cost? Is it higher? Is it lower? And that's the same with, all your metrics. And, like I said, hopefully by now, by the end of this video, you guys understand that, you have some winning creatives, you have some winning audiences, and you understand, the TikTok scaling process. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the slides, and that's what we have today for TikTok, scaling. But like I said, guys, if you want to, learn more about TikTok ads in general and just become a better media buyer, or find another platform that is giving super low CPCs or super low CPAs, this is the channel to follow, guys. If you could just like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. It shows that you guys like this video. And, I'm looking forward to releasing more knowledge and helping you guys out about TikTok ads and e-commerce in general. So thanks, guys. Till next video.